Good morning. Thought I did a good job in unpacking the second legs yesterday, but missed a couple. This late Freiburg equaliser should have been on the radar. If we're going literally by the in-play stats, Freiburg at 1-2 were really pushing for that 2-2. And in future, if you want to see the aggregates, go to Footballtradingprofits.club. I can't post it up at the moment unless I change this to the UK. It was very good yesterday. What Footballtradingprofits.club did, it put the aggregate score lines up along with the score lines as they happen. So this is the website, Footballtradingprofits.club. You should know all about it from the app. I can't show the Europa League today, but yesterday was excellent. So do remember that in the future. If you have a second leg set of matches, get them up here, because as the goals come in, you will get in brackets the aggregate scoreline from the first leg, which is vital because that gives us our trading angles, as you saw yesterday. Qarabag and Braga, all about the red card, and Braga got through. Got to full time and brought it to extra time, I think. They needed to score 2 goals. It was 2-4 from the first leg. They scored their 2 goals, but looks like Qarabag went through. Rennes and AC Milan, we could have laid Rennes as they scored. That seemed to be the pattern there yesterday, but AC Milan just needed to keep Rennes from outscoring them on aggregate. This was disappointing from Toulouse. All they needed to do was score a goal, but they've let us down on a couple of occasions now. In French League, they look to be a side to avoid. They can't be trusted. Roma got the winner. Or was it after penalties? But it's an equaliser. So do be careful with these second rounds. Equalisers are vital. Marseille went through. We got that equaliser, and then we got the win as well there from them. So some good stuff there. Torino and Lazio, too tough to call, I'm afraid. Even with the red card, the Champions League side Lazio getting through. Europa Conference League. Anything doing there? Well, we've got the Bodo Glimt equaliser. A bit scary given the red card for Bodo Glimt at 0-1 when we'd already banked on them to get the equaliser, but they did. The equaliser was vital in bringing the match to 90 minutes because this was after extra time. I suppose the Dinamo Zagreb equaliser was okay. I didn't call that one. Olympiacos Piraeus, I did mention. They were dominating against Ferencvaros, and they did get the goal that their in-play stats deserved. If you did lay the draw there, well done. They didn't need to score. All they needed was a 0-0. It was 0-1 from the first leg, but 0-2 gives Ferencvaros a mountain to climb on aggregates. So good plays yesterday. That's the way to play second leg matches, is take your cues from the first legs and hope that the need for goals turns up. Bayer Leverkusen and Mainz, talking about need for goals. Mainz struggle to score that second goal famously. We've taken advantage of that on multiple occasions. Bayer Leverkusen likely to be aiming for 3+ goals today as per usual. Irish Premier Division, nice to see that back. Nice to see the Irish First Division back. No research just yet. It's only the second matches of the season, and as you can tell, the market's not quite got their foot in just yet. 2.125, 2.15, 2.2, 2.4 the favourite, 2.02, 2.38. We've got an odds-on favourite in Bray, but this Kerry side just seems to be layable all day long. I don't know why they're still in the first division. It must not be a Irish second division to be relegated to, because they were the whipping boys last season. Italian Serie A, Bologna and Verona. Well, I'll have to look at the research for that one. I don't know off the top of my head. Bologna very tough to beat at home. No defeat in 12 at home. That's the key stat to come into this match with. Do pay attention. 1.57 the favourite, so the market's very strongly favoured them. No win in 12 away for Verona. It looks very, very straightforward, if there is a straightforward football match. Coventry and Preston. Only 2 defeats since the 11th of November for Coventry. Very hard team to beat. No defeat in 9 at home. Scoring in the last 17 matches as well. 6th against Knights. Top 10 clash. So you're listening to the coffee. Oh, very nice. Coventry are unbeaten at home against 7th and lower. They all ticking all the boxes. 7-0 at half-time away, only won at full-time for Preston. Not beaten any side away against the top 13. Again, Coventry look well placed on paper to get a result here. It is a top 10 clash though, so do expect some resistance from Preston. They have scored 2+ goals in the last 4 matches as well, so might they be a thorn in the side. Leeds against Leicester, this fascinating match for the two newly relegated sides. It's probably entering derby type status for me because these two are two of the big boys in the Championship. 8 consecutive wins for Leeds, no draw in 11. 5 consecutive clean sheets, only 2 defeats for Leicester since the 25th of November. They've scored in the last 17, 2+ goals scored in the last 2 away. Both teams have scored in Leicester's away matches against the top 6. We could see that pattern today. How do you play both teams to score? I don't know. Do we lay the first team to score? But then we run the risk of them scoring 2 consecutive goals as they have. They've scored 2 goals in the last 3. They've scored 2 goals in the last 2 away. If it's certainly 1-0 70th minute, then take on the side. If there's a draw late on, take that draw on. No draw in 11. It's a derby style match, so just be a little wary with that. Strong second half scoring patterns for Leicester, conceding that is. Wigan against Cheltenham in English League One. Wigan will fancy this given Cheltenham's poor away form, although they've got 3 consecutive wins at the moment. 13th against 21st. Cheltenham are one of those sides who might overperform. They've not beaten the top 16 side away, but they desperately need points. 5 of those defeats were 1-0 only, so they could keep Wigan very honest today. No draw in 7 and in 6 at home for Wigan. Scored in the last 10 and in the last 5 at home. Real Sociedad against Villarreal. Real Sociedad involved in the Champions League and the Yellow Submarine not having the best of season. They're 13th in the league though. They're not going to be in relegation trouble, but top 6 for Sociedad, aiming for the Champions League place again. They did score 2 goals last match, but that was against a red-carded side. Prior to that, they failed to score that second goal in 8 consecutive matches, Sociedad. Can Villarreal take advantage of that poor lack of attacking form for Sociedad recently? Conceded in the last 6 away, Villarreal. All defeats bar a 3-5 win against Barcelona, home and away against the top 9. They don't have a good record when they're meeting top 9 sides. That's the problem. Seasonal habit of conceding between 2 and 4 goals against the top 9. But as I've alluded to, Sociedad lacking that bite up front. Where's that second goal going to come from unless the team gets red-carded? Metz and Lyon, 17th against 11th. Lyon have suddenly put together a set of results which has got them out of the relegation problem and up to 11th place. But they're not having the best of seasons. 8 losses and a draw for Metz latest though. No draw in 5 at home. They've conceded in the last 12 and the last 5 at home. 5 out of 6 defeats at home were 0-1 for Metz. So again, they're a side who keep sides honest. No draw in 12 and an 8 away for Lyon. You might want to lay any late draw. 6 wins in 8 matches sees Lyon suddenly shooting up the table. They desperately needed those points because they were in relegation trouble. They've played only 1 of 13th and lower away, so we don't have much to gauge by. They are on the improve, Lyon. Bologna-Verona we already know. Utrecht against Heracles. So my old pal Jizz Hornkamp, the striker for Heracles. Plenty of Jizz jokes in the offing tonight. Comes late into the box and sprays it around on the pitch. So roll up. I'm here all season for my Jizz Hornkamp jokes. Utrecht are unbeaten in 14 matches and in 8 at home. 2 consecutive clean sheets, 3 consecutive wins as well. 12 out of 19 goals scored at home have come second half. So they are a second half side, Utrecht, a bit like Leicester City. Only 3 wins for Heracles, despite having Jizz all over them since the 7th of October. 3 losses in 4 away. Have to get the Kleenex out as that continues. No 0-0 at half time in the last 8 matches for Heracles. So you might see a goal before half time. If Utrecht are being ultra critical, they would point to too many draws this season. A bit like Udinese. That's the reason they're unbeaten in 14 matches, but they're only 14th in the league. Utrecht's draw suggests an ability to come from behind. something Jizz knows too well. Carry on trading. We might see a goal before half time as usual, and that's the end of my Jizz jokes, you'll be pleased to hear. I might see you tonight if I'm up and about. Certainly the Irish Premier Division might be of interest, but that has to be attacked via the in-play stats tonight because we've got no form to work off, only one match under our belts, unless you look at last season's form. The Eredivisie as usual. We've got 3, 4, 5 out of 6 odds on favourites at home today. We're normally expecting both teams to score an over 2.5 goals in these matches. That's the usual in the Eredivisie. Romanian 1 League might be of interest, particularly with CFR Cluj odds on favourites against Dinamo Bucharest a bit later. Samsunspor odds on favourites in the Turkish Super League. As I say, if I am up and about, I will certainly monitor these matches on your behalf on Telegram. But I do work tomorrow and Sunday, long days, and I would like to have a day off. I was up very, very late last night for you. The start of my work, 12:45 a.m. I started last night for you, and I stayed up for the 3 a.m. kickoffs as well, the 8 p.m s. So a bit bleary-eyed today. I would like to have a day off. Danish Super League returns as well. Danish First Division can be a goal fest. English Championship, Coventry and Preston, we've already got those under our belts. So it's a decent enough Friday coupon. I just want to check whether we've got any European football coming up, because that might impact on results, as you've seen in the last 2 weekends. The best way to check that, would be uk.soccerway.com's calendar. Have a look on Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't think there is any European football next week, but we can check that out. 27th. No, English FA Cup and Europa Youth League. And on the Wednesday, again, no football. We've got Neil Warnock's Aberdeen at home to St Johnstone. He's made some improvements to this Aberdeen side. They've certainly started scoring goals, haven't they? The next set of Champions League matches, I don't know, probably in March. Indeed they are. March the 5th. So the weekend of the 2nd and 3rd of March is going to impact on the performance of these sides, you would suggest. Similar story. Man City, Copenhagen, Real Madrid and Leipzig. And indeed on Thursday's Europa Leagues, probably going to be another set. Are they? I can't see them here. No, not playing on the Thursday. So 5th and 6th of March is the next scheduled Champions League set of matches. So have a great evening tonight. French League 1, Metz and Lyon, yeah. German Bundesliga 2, St. Pauli, 2.3 the favourite. They are top of the league at the moment. Wien Wiesbaden and Paderborn. Don't forget, read the previews here. And I'll just show you, if you want, have a good bit of research on these lesser leagues, and there is a preview available. We can use the previews here, 23rd, and we can use AI. So do try this out yourself if there's a preview available for German Bundesliga 2. Should be really, but we'll have a look. If not, then you just have to use Soccer 24. There's normally a summary here. So it looks like that's coming up. Here it is. So do read these pre-game facts. They are quite brilliant. Holstein Kiel have won the last 2 games when unpronounceable name has scored. Unpronounceable name has scored in 64% of 2 Bundesliga home games this season for Holstein Kiel. He is the big boy. So if he's not playing, you might want to be a bit wary. So go to ChatGPT. What you'd like to do is get the match preview here at uk.soccerway.com. Cut and paste it. Leave a little gap using the space bar. Go to Soccer 24. Have a look at the preview here. Don't forget these previews disappear at kickoff. to get all of your work done before kick-off. Normally I add my own research to this, but I'm not researching Bundesliga 2. I've got to manage my time and focus on the major leagues that make us the money. Now, give yourself a prompt. So my prompt is turn all of this information into an informative preview of the match. In the conclusion, state the possible winner and correct score and any other betting angles that come from the information provided. Make sure that this is an original article. Provide a list of key stats in the conclusion. That normally comes when I've done the research and I put my stats in as well. So let's ask ChatGPT what it makes of this Holstein Kiel St. Pauli match. This is your great free way of getting some possible trading angles into the match. As you can see, it takes the two articles, puts them into some great orders. Let's have a look at the conclusions here. So, Bundesliga 2 season progresses, the stage is set for a captivating clash. Holstein Kiel and St. Pauli. Both teams aiming for promotion. Friday's encounter promises excitement and intensity. What it can also promise would be a possible derby style match. Would you agree? Both sides possibly cancelling each other out. High stakes clash. Lay the draw in a high stakes clash. St. Pauli enters the match perched at the top of the table. Impressive record of 12 wins, 9 draws and just 1 defeat. Their away form has been particularly strong with 5 wins, 4 draws and only 1 defeat on the road. Holstein Kiel occupy the second spot, trailing St. Pauli by 3 points. So the onus is on Holstein Kiel today to get the win. With 13 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses overall, Kiel have been a force to be reckoned with, especially at home where they've secured 6 wins. Recent encounters, well, we've got the recent head-to-heads. Recent meetings between the two sides. Last 6 matches, St. Pauli's triumphed 3 times. I don't tend to look to head-to-heads myself. I look more to seasonal form. Because in head-to-heads you might have a change in personnel between the last head-to-head and this one. Change in manager, for instance. Key players, Marcel Hartel has been instrumental for St. Pauli, leading the team with 11 goals this season. So you want to see him in the lineup if you fancy St. Pauli today, or if you want to lay that 0-0. Holstein Kiel relies on the contributions of Stephen, unpronounceable name, and Benedict Pickler. He has been mentioned quite a lot, as you've seen in those pre-match facts. Holstein Kiel boast a potent attack, having scored 41 goals so far, while St. Pauli's notched 39 goals. St. Pauli possesses the league's best defence, conceding only 19 goals. So, as a team, Lockhorn, St. Pauli enters the match as favourites, given their impressive form and defensive solidity, while Holstein Kiel's home advantage can't be overlooked. St. Pauli's resilience and clinical finish could tip the scales. So let's see, after the end of tonight, whether St. Pauli win 2-1. Sit atop of the Bundesliga. Marcel Hartel leads the game. St. Pauli, best league defence. So you've got great conclusions at the end. So this is how ChatGPT can help you come up with a pre-match angle for these matches which have previews in them. Just follow the matches which have previews in them. So I'll leave you with that. Have a great evening tonight. As I say, if I am up and about, I will turn up on Telegram, but don't expect me to. I do need to have some time off. Have a great Friday. You'll certainly see a lot of me on Saturday and Sunday.